Hey, what's going on, guys? Double 18 Set Shadow here. We're a few more days into set 4, so now we're going to take a look at a few of the bigger singles, as well as a little bit on some of the collab cards. We're not going to be talking about any of the leader collabs, but I mean the alternate arts that go with a few of these cards. So before we get to those, our first card is going to be the big neutral of the set, Israfil, which currently sits at about $20. 1940 is the base price with a market price of 22.44, while the Evo is still a pretty good 14.94 base and a market price of 17.79. It's got good stats, a pretty good effect overall, and has playability in a few deck types. And if you want to pick up some of the higher rarities of those, the ultimate rare is currently at 150, and then the super legendaries base form is $50, while the super legendaries 22-ish, which are, I mean, the base form is definitely way higher in comparison, but the difference between the Evos is not as bad. Even so, that's still a pretty significant difference from my thought. And overall, this card should hold for some time, at least for the set 4 format. We'll see where it goes after things kind of settle down there. Now, a card that is increasing in value already, Mars Silent Flame General. I saw these down to about $5 the other day when we were doing the initial run beforehand, and now the price of the base form has gone up to $8.95, overall selling for closer to $9. You can see the market price is $6.20, while the evolved form is also above its market price. It's $6.25 base and $5.79 for the market price, and the super legendaries are not bad. $17 for the base form and $10 for the evolved form. Both of them are higher than their market prices, but just barely by $1, if at all. Ultimately, though, Mars is looking to be one of the more played cards among swords, so I get the feeling it might be another Valiant Fencer. I don't know if it's going to be as big as Valiant Fencer, but it has the potential to at least cross and stay into the $10 range. Cassiopeia is our next one, which did see a drop off to about $3 and $4, but now the base price of the legendary is $5, while the super legendary is available for almost $17, and the ultimate rare is currently around $135. This is another card that will probably retain its value for some time, but in comparison to Mars, which is short on listings for its base form, Cassiopeia has actually got a lot of listings available, so I don't think it has as much room to move up. And there's another reason for that as well, which we're going to get into in a second, which is, of course, the C2 collaboration card. Sukuna is the next one I want to go over, primarily because of its foils. You can pick up the silvers for under $1 right now, except the Evo is right around $1, so that's a thing just to keep in mind. But taking a look at the foils of the base and the Evo form, they're both at market prices of around $5 or higher than that. But when it comes to their available listings, the Evo's $7.80 for its base listing, while the regular base form is currently $12.40. Popular Forestcraft cards tend to have very good base prices for foils when they start, and it takes some time before they drop off. If you think of cards like Lily, and that one time where Fairy Circle even saw a really big buyout, Forest just tends to be pretty popular when it comes to their foils. Talking a little bit about the collab cards, so the first one is going to be our collab for Cassiopeia, which is C2 Woodland Witch. This card is currently sitting at about $7.50 for most copies available, and then when it comes to sales, dropped off from over $11 for the market price, and now the market price is $8.33, while it's selling for just under $7.50 right now, and there was a copy that sold for $6. And then when you take a look at the next set of collab cards, C2 is the only legendary one. Lelouch did get his super legendary, which is a whole different story. But when you take a look at any of the golds, you can see a massive drop off here. Lelouch, leader of the Black Knights, which is the collab for Ector. This is only 47 cents to start off with, and the market price is the same. Copies available are mostly at 47 cents on the low end. This card is just not too big to pick up. And it's not even a matter of character, because if you look at Inviolable Veracity, which is C2's collab card for Spring Green Protection, this card is 46 cents to start off with a market price of 47 cents as well. It's just the fate of these cards being golds, as we've historically seen with these sets. Golds really aren't that big in value, with very, very few exceptions. And even when I say that, many of those few exceptions don't really cross $5 either. Levantine Dragon had a buyout some time back, and it's still short on listings right now for the base form. $12.45 is currently the lowest listing, and it has been selling for almost $15, over $15, and we only have 2 listings that are under 15 right now. There is anticipated new support for this deck in future sets, but there's also new support that came for it in set 4 as well, which can also be helping to drive the price here. I don't know about the playability of the deck, so I can't really comment on that, unfortunately. Princess Snow White is almost out of copies. 2 listings left on the market starting at $6.49. I correct myself. There is 1 copy for $6.49, and after that, the only one left is $20. So we kind of need more copies of this on the market. They're selling for over $5, and this card has been progressively increasing, as I was calling out before. But with Eggburn Haven continuing to see play, and it will probably continue to see play into a few more sets, this card will likely see additional play as we go along. Mock Knight, I wanted to call this one out for the foils, as the Evo version is currently $5 base, while the base form, we're down to 2 listings on that one. It has a market price of $5.53, but it has 2 listings starting as low as $12, and if we take a look at the other one, $25. So yes, it basically just got bought out hard. And then we take a look at the foil version, $5, then $6.30, $8. It's progressively moving up there. And Hero Sword is still looking to be a pretty good force for set 4. So I don't think these are going to go down anytime soon. We'll just have to see as we move into other sets. But for now, Hero Sword is still a pretty good deck to play. Marvelous Sunday is also going up in value, particularly the foil. The foil from set 3 has jumped up in its market price from about $4 base to $4.74. And if you take a look at the listings that have been selling, we can see sales from $5 all the way to almost $9 if they had play sets of these. There are only 2 copies left on the market, around $7 and then $10 a piece. So if you wanted to premium out your Forest Umas, Marvelous Sunday is going to be one of the bigger cards to pick up right now. Bellringer Angel I wanted to refer back to not for its base form, but for its Evo. Because if you take a look at where the Evos lie, their base prices as well as their market prices are not too far away from each other now. The base price is $3, the foils price is almost $4, $3.98, with a market price of $4.32, so it is starting to sell higher. And the market price of the regular Evo is $3.91. So if you're looking to bling out Bellringer, it seems that players have been having that kind of idea more recently. But at the same time, the base form is catching up, which is likely going to likely going to see an increase in value on the foil, except for the fact that we still have over 20 listings on both. So the other thing is that most players just tend to look for the base form without looking at the foils, because players may inadvertently think when they're looking on TCG Player, don't look at the foil, it's going to be more expensive no matter what. Definitely look at all of them, because you'd be surprised how many times foils actually get overtaken by their base form for no reason. The next card is Soul Conversion. With the promo reprint that just, or I should say the promo upgrade, I suppose, that comes out of the Tournament Pack 5 promos. $6 base on that right now, while the original from set 1 is a base price of $1 with a market price of $1.28. The market price on the promo is $6.24 at this point. Soul Dealer from set 2 is going down in value on its market price, holding at about $8 now, and it's still selling pretty readily from 8 to 10. Available listings on this go from 7 to 9 to 10 when you consider shipping, so it's not moving much higher. It's overall just trending lower, but it's still a few dollars, and for a legendary, it's not bad. Albert Levin Saber. I actually don't know if it's Levin or 11, probably 11. $5.97 is the base price on that one with 20 listings, and it's selling for $5 to over $6 right now. I tend to think that you play this as more of a tech in most of your sword builds, so you may not see as many of these sell regardless, which will probably keep the price down. But ultimately, the price is going back up for market price when you take a look at the graph. It was $4.20 in February, and it's moved up to $5.38 on the market price since then. The Mage version of Felice, Leonardian Mage, has got some more listings, much lower than what we saw it for before, but it's still not selling. 5 listings starting at $79, and we've got 79, 90. We go all the way up to 150, and there are only 5 copies on the market right now. Which is interesting to see, because we have gone through... I mean, it's been... How long has it been now since the promo pack came out? I think... Because I thought they started in March. Sometime in March. I'll have to double check on that, but... Yeah, we'll have to see more of these hit the market to see lower prices, but at this point, it doesn't look like it's going to sell like Aria did. Our last card for today surprised me. Path to Purgatory has been seeing a few recent sells, and now the base listing is 40, but it sold recently for 25 and 37. I don't know why they bought a lightly played for 37, but the only listings available right now are 40 and 45 respectively. This is another prize gold card from the initial Shadowverse showdowns that we had when set 1 came out, but yeah, there aren't too many of these left on the market, so you'll want to shop around if you think you can find it cheaper. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.